Okay, what is your why? What is your reason that you pick a certain country or continent you want to live in? What is your reason and what is your why? See, I want this to be fun. I want you to really think. I want you to really explore your thinking, your why. And this is particular to the ones that want to live in a certain picked out country. They don't have a desire to go around visit different countries for recreational reasons. They want to live in that country. And I'm talking about the ones that feel they want to live in that country because they think they are belong there. Their ancestors come there, and they think they will find their fulfillment or true self, or I may say true being in that country. That's what I'm targeting. And now, there's many out there that picks a certain country to go to. So if they're having a conversation with a person and a person talks about they want to go to another country, a lot of times I believe these people will ask this question. Can I ask you a question? Why you want to go there? And sometimes they're asked, not everyone, but sometimes they're asked that question because they feel they're looking at why would you want to go there compared to where I'm going or compared to where such and such a thing. And do you have people there? Do you know people there? Do what is the ethnicity of the people there? Some people ask that question without even saying it, but if you can read between the lines, you know why they're asking that question. It's the same here in America when you go to another city or state, and it might be odd to them. Why you want to go there? Just I'm gonna name two different, like Jackson, Mississippi. A lot of parts of Mississippi has got a lot of blacks. Atlanta, Georgia has a lot of blacks. I could just speak for my own ethnicity. And I might say I want to go to Iowa, or I want to go to Alaska, or Nebraska, or Oklahoma. The person that's more focused on ethnicity of reasons of being around your own will ask that, why there? There are no black people there. Why you want to go there? Is there many blacks there? You see where I'm going with this? Compared to a person say, oh, that's nice, man. I would like to go there myself. There's a different mentality of why a person asks you that. The one that's more focused on the ethnicity of their being, or they feel they need to be around their own culture, usually will ask that question, why Iowa? There's nothing there in Iowa. That may be true, but the nothing they're talking about is ethnicity or race. There's not a lot of blacks there. There's not whatever. It's the same as a white person. A white person, a white person don't ask that as much because they don't want to get into the race thing. So they'll ask another white person, why would you want to go to the city of Atlanta, Georgia, and you're white? Or why would you want to go here in Jackson, Mississippi and live right with the blacks? It's the same thing. There's no many whites there. Why would you want to go there? That's when you're looking at it in a ethnicity or race type of thing. You see the difference? Compared to a person I just want to just see different people. Has nothing to do for me searching for what I think I belong to. So, but I'm going further than that. I'm going international. I'm going culture. What is your why? So I'm just targeting the ones. Why is because they believe they belong there. They need to be around their own. That doesn't make them racist or nothing like that. I'm not saying that. That doesn't make them prejudiced. I'm just saying, they're they just believe they need to be around their own. You have some that are somewhat don't like to be around other people. They really put them down. But I'm just talking about the ones sincerely feel they just need to be around their own. They need to find their own roots, which is a good thing, you know. But I'm going to piggyback and continue what I'm learning from different people that want to go to different countries. And since I'm a black man, and I'm going here, I'm going first of all by me being a black man, of black men that went to different countries. The majority of black people want to go to Africa now. They want to relocate to Africa, which is a beautiful thing. They want to relocate to Africa. The people that I'm talking about, they feel they need to relocate to Africa because they believe they belong there. They believe that's where they come from. And they don't consider themselves in a black American. They may consider themselves an African American. You see the nameplate. So they go, I consider myself a black American because I was born here in America. But another person might consider himself an African American or whatever. So they feel they need to go back to Africa because of the majority of the applications that's out here in America says African American. not so much Black America, because we have been taught and we have been trolled and we have been coerced to believe that we're from Africa, even though we was born in America. So, you have the ones that done their research and they feel they need to go back to Africa because they believe they belong there. Now I go back to the why. Now you can look at your culture and your ethnicity and look at it the same way. By me being a Black man, I can know I'm just going there because I know more about my own ethnicity and my own race, and I listen to their whys. See, this is not me just picking with my own ethnicity. It's just what I'm hearing from people and from YouTube. The reason they're going back because they feel that that's where they belong, and Black people are being treated wrong still today by Caucasian white people. And some of them still have a victim mentality. They may not admit that, but they still have that victimhood, and they feel that something is owed to them, especially from the white man. You have that mentality, or they just still think there's a lot of racism going on, and there is racism still going on. It's just not as bad to me compared to them. I don't look at it as bad as they think at it, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm just saying, what is their real motive for why they want to go back to these countries? And some of them just want to go back because they just feel they want to be around their own. They want to marry their own. They don't want interracial dating or marriage or nothing like that. They want to be around their own. There's nothing wrong with that. Long as you're not putting down other cultures and other ethnicities and thinking you're better. And that becomes the proud thing that kind of make you kind of racist, even as a Black man, because what is your reason you don't marry another Black woman? What is your reason you don't marry another Black man? It's only based on because they're not Black? You're going to have an issue. I'm just being for real. If that's the only reason you will not marry a white woman, an Asian woman, a Latino or Hispanic, you want a mirror, a German or whatever, because they are not Black, then you're going to have a challenge. I'm not saying it's going to go bad. You're going to have a challenge because there's different type of thought patterns and different things like, when you do go that route. But at the same time, you're not going to always have the milk and honey of burying your own ethnicity a lot of times. And that's just proven even today of the divorce rates of Blacks on Black. It's higher, I believe, than the divorce rate on Black, on white, or any other ethnicity, because the old term opposites attract. But if you only just say I'm going to marry my own kind, I love my kind, it's nothing wrong with that, long as you don't have this idea that it's wrong to marry outside your ethnicity or race, or you try to put the Bible in it and you use Old Testament scriptures and stuff like that. It's just different reasons people do things. So I'm a why person. Why? And people might get aggravated by that because I'm a type of person. I'm learning to get to the root issue. Why is you really going there? Why is you really want to live there? You never even been there, or you visited there one time. Now you talk about living there. I think everybody should have their why, including myself. And I'm gonna get to myself last. So why I want to do more traveling and see other countries, not a certain country, but countries, okay, compared to a person that just want to go to one particular country or continent and live there because they think they belong there, which is nothing wrong with that. It depends what's your motive and why, okay. So I listen to a lot of testimonies on YouTube and different places, and it's broader things to listen to. Some people say they love it, and most people say they love it when they go to other countries where they believe they belong to. And I'm using, as a Black man, I'm using Africans, a lot of Black Americans, or you may call yourself an African American that might go to Africa. But what I've been listening to, a lot of people that went to Ghana, and I have no idea what it is in Ghana or what's out there in Ghana, but I just know it's in Africa. That a lot of African Americans or Black Americans move there. I'm not talking about the ones that visited, but mainly move there for the reason that they want to be around their own, or they think they belong there, or that's where they're supposed to be. And I hear a lot of pros, and I like the honest one because they give you the pros and the cons of going to these countries. And if you do that, and you listen to these people, you might think more deeper before you think about living and those countries, whatever countries, and whether it's Africa, whether it's Germany, Russia, or whatever. But as a black man, I'm just going to speak in the perspective of people that want to go to Africa and different things like that, which I think is a beautiful thing. But what I'm finding out from when I listen to these testimonies and these reviews of people, I like the pros and the cons. And, and just say if I was thinking about moving to Africa or even not visiting, because I love to visit Africa, no doubt, but I have a different reason why I want to. But just say I want to live in Africa and I'm listening to these testimonies, I have to listen to the pros and the cons. I just can't listen to the pros because I'm going to deceive myself. I might get disappointed. I want to listen. I want to hear the pros and the cons. Now, that doesn't mean what they're saying is going to happen with me. I'm not saying that, but it's good to know the pros of the cons of anywhere you're going to live in, especially Africa. And if you cool with the pros and the cons, knock yourself out and go for it, no matter what country. People go judge you regardless, but you're doing it for you and maybe for your family. And if you're single and you're by yourself, it's easier. Go there for a few months, 3 months, even 6 months, even to a year to decide, okay, this is what I want to be. What is your financial situation? Are you planning on working there or you have a remote job? All those come to consider it because if you're not financially ready, you're going to struggle more in Africa or any other country. If you plan to live off their money and stuff like that and study American money, you got to think about all of that. How you going to eat? What do you eat? Are you prepared for that? Are you planning on dating there or dating the woman there or the men there? It's different things you have to think about. What is your faith? Are you Christian? Are you Muslim? Are you Buddhist or whatever? You have to understand the demographics of where you're going to. See, I'm just, from what I'm learning from different people, we must understand that. We just can't up and gung-ho and move to a place without being there at least 3 to 6 months or even a year. That's what I'm learning from these travelers and people that's moving to different countries, and continents. That's what I'm learning. From that. You have to visit several times, and I think the majority of the time you're going to know a lot about a certain country. Because remember, countries and continents are big, and they have different, like Italy and Spain. You just can't look at Italy and Spain or Africa. You got to see what part you're talking about, what city. Because they might think and do things different. Just because they're from Italy or Spain, where I want to visit, for a different reason, not to live there. And Africa or Germany or, Argentina or Japan or Australia or UK. You have to understand that they all don't think alike, even in city-wise. So it's a lot of things. Depends what part you're going to, what's the living conditions. Is it country? Is it rural? Is it city or whatever? You must prepare yourself. So as a black man, I see a lot of the black men and women, not all, some of them going to South America, whatever like that, for one reason, because they feel they have Spanish descendants in them. So you might have a black person, a black American that has Spanish descendant in them, and they're not looking to go to Africa. They might be looking to go to Costa Rica or the Dominican Republic or whatever their ancestors are from. South America, Nicaragua, whatever, but they have the black skin. They don't go to Africa. They might want to go to Honduras. They might want to go to Puerto Rico. Which is also in America, but I'm just talking about outside of America. But they might want to go to Costa Rica. They might want to go to the Dominican Republic or something like that. And you see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying all blacks want to go to Africa. I'm saying blacks that want to go to any country. So since I'm not going to pinpoint Africa, let's talk about Dominican Republic. Let's talk about, Jamaica. Let's talk about Bahamas and different things like that. The same thing. You go on because of the roots or the skin color or whatever like that. You got to understand that the thinking and the mentality is going to be different in most of them. Unless they really westernized, which a lot of Jamaica, especially Bahamas, are westernized, American westernized, English, UK type of westernized. If you are a black man or woman and you go to live in a place because you think your roots there, whether it's from Africa, whether it's from Latino or Hispanic or something like that, because we got different type of mixtures in there. Just do your research and prepare yourself. Okay, that's all I am saying. In Body of Christ, real talk, traveling talk.